Binary babes, welcome back to The Blurb,
where we are making Kent feel like Hollywood. Welcome back. Let's get right to it. So as you all know, we do like to have fun on The Blurb, but starting off tonight, we have some very somber news. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away on Friday at the age of 87. A champion for women's rights, RGB was a feminist icon like no other who continued serving the nation's highest court until the day she died. A popular quote of hers is, "Women belong in all places where decisions are being made," and we couldn't agree more. Rest in power, Ruth. And in some good news today, Breonna Taylor's family has received a settlement regarding her death. For those who don't know, police entered Breonna's home without a warrant and shot her 8 times while she was asleep, resulting in her death. After appearing in court, her family has now received a $12 million settlement in a wrongful death suit. This settlement is one of the largest ever paid to a family affected by police brutality.
Cardi B has filed for divorce from fellow rapper Offset. The two married in secret in 2017 and share a 2-year-old daughter together. But Cardi took to Instagram Live to share more info with the fans. So she wanted to clarify that Offset didn't cheat this time. But she felt things were not the same anymore, so she told fans, quote, "I'm okay. I want to let y'all know I have not shed not one tear." So we at The Blurb are wishing Cardi all the best as she enters this new chapter in her life. And as if Vanessa Bryant doesn't have enough to deal with, now she has to deal with her mother spreading allegations of her and suing the police. First, Vanessa's mother has been kicked out of the Bryant household after talking negatively about Vanessa in a recent TV interview. And not only that, but she is suing the LA Police Department after finding out that deputies took personal photos of Kobe and Gianna's helicopter crash. So my heart goes out to Vanessa, and I wish her nothing but the best as well as The Blurb. But we will keep you updated as the story continues.
And as you all know, we here at The Blurb do love a good TikTok dance, but those may be on the way out. 45 is working to ban the app from US app stores, citing the Chinese ownership as a threat to national security. Okay, but Russian involvement in the election isn't? Anyways, originally the app was to be removed this past Sunday, but 45 has delayed the removal by 1 week, giving ByteDance, the parent company, a chance to sell. Currently, there is a tentative deal in the works to create a U.S. subsidiary called TikTok Global, partly owned by U.S. companies, including Walmart, although ByteDance's Chinese founder would remain on the board. We'll be following up next week. And, well, Kanye is back at it with his wild tweeting. On Wednesday, he called out Universal Records and Sony. He compared the music industry to a slave ship, and that's not even the worst of it. Ye then posted a video of him peeing on his Grammy, which now has over 21 million views. He was then temporarily banned from Twitter for tweeting over 100 times in an hour. Kanye, really?
Oh, but the long-awaited announcement of who is going to play the Democratic candidate Joe Biden on SNL has finally been announced, and it's anything but the most annoying sound in the world. That's right, comedian and actor Jim Carrey is going to be the newest SNL edition, and fans couldn't be more excited. In past seasons, the election debates have been a must-see segment, and this year is no different. Alec Baldwin is still expected to fill the role of Donald Trump, so be sure to tune in on October 3rd at 11:30 on NBC. Now, this is a story all about how the Fresh Prince house was sold. That's right, the iconic 90s house is officially on the market. The mansion is now available to rent on Airbnb to the public starting on September 29th. I'll be buying.
And in some good news for all the RPAT fans out there, myself included, because The Batman has resumed production again. Filming was initially shut down for nearly 6 months at the start of the coronavirus pandemic, and then Rob Pattinson tested positive for coronavirus just 3 days after filming resumed. However, he seems to have recovered as filming has started up yet again, with extra precautions being taken. Originally set to hit theaters in June of next year, the film's release date has been pushed back to October 2021. We'll be eagerly awaiting it. And Penn Badgley, star of the hit series You, has welcomed his first child with wife Domino Kirky. Freaky gave birth to their baby boy on August 11th, and this is not her first rodeo. She already has a son from a previous relationship, and after the birth of that child, the singer turned doula founded Carriage House, a pregnancy care center providing resources to women through and after pregnancy. So sounds like baby Badgley is in good hands.
Well, don't go anywhere, because when we come back, our reporter Gabby is giving us all the details on the new Twilight book, so you won't want to miss it.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
So with the newest Twilight book officially available, you know we had to discuss. Our reporter Gabby has the scoop.
Lions and tigers and vampires, oh my! The beloved vampire romance between Edward Cullen and Bella Swan is back. Now 15 years later, author of the Twilight series Stephanie Myers has decided to give her Twilight fandom the story they've all been waiting for. The new book to the series, Midnight Sun, released on August 4th. The first book in Myers' famous series Twilight was originally narrated by Bella Swan, a 17-year-old human girl who moves to Forks, Washington and falls deeply in love with a handsome and mysterious vampire, Edward Cullen. The new book Midnight Sun now reveals Edward's perspective, narrating the big events that happened in the first book of Twilight. For years, fans have wondered what truly went on through Edward's mind, and now the wait is over. With receiving a massive 5-star review from thousands on Amazon, it's clear that the fandom, even many years later, is still in awe of the beloved romance that Edward and Bella share. The Twilight Saga, first written back in 2005, quickly turned into a global fan favorite. The book is followed in the series of New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn. This led to Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson playing the roles of Bella and Edward in the first movie of Twilight in 2008. After the movie's great success, the second book in the series, New Moon, introduced the famous werewolf himself, Jacob Black, played by Taylor Lautner. Battling for Bella's love made I'm Team Edward and I'm Team Jacob a big deal within the Twilight community. Team Edward. I'm Gabby Jonas, and that's all I have today on this episode of Blurb.
All right, well, there you have it. Shane, have you read the book? What are your thoughts?
No,
you
but
haven't.
I have, it's on pre-order right now.
It's not on pre-order. Honey, it came out August 4th.
So maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
Maybe you're just lying. It's
Yeah,
okay.
I'm lying to
I've
my-
read the book. Well, I'm
Yeah.
halfway through the book. And
Yeah,
okay, I'm not going to lie. I'm not really sure what we saw in Edward back in the day. He's kind of insane.
he's really insane.
But I am enjoying it anyways.
This is why I'm Team Jacob all the way. And you just have to understand that, you know, I didn't necessarily watch or read the books. I did watch the movies. So, you know, girl, Taylor Lautner was just my ish.
You just
so.
liked those abs.
I liked his abs.
I mean, we all kind of did, but Team Edward really.
They were shiny.
No, they weren't. He was the
Oh.
werewolf. This is what we
this
call a
is
fake
bad.
fan,
This is-
everyone.
this is
A fake
bad.
fan. A bad look for Shane,
This is
but that's
bad.
okay. No, so the book is actually quite interesting because it does get into some of the details how Edward's sister Alice, who, as you know, if you've already seen or read the books, she has visions of the future. So it is kind of interesting because she has visions of Bella before Bella even comes along, and she's telling Edward that you're going to fall in love with her, like she's going to be one of us, she'll be a vampire with us one day, and he says, no, no, no. Clearly he doesn't get his way though, because we all know what happens.
Love that.
I think it's kind of great. I do
like
love it.
You know, I think it's great, you know, and I'm here for it. And you just, you know, Personally, I just didn't like Bella. I'm just gonna have to say that right now. I'm just sorry. She was boring, and who? Bella who?
She was very much the character that I was like, I'm not like other girls.
I'm not like, she was
But
definitely a YN on Wattpad.
Oh, yep. Well, stay tuned because when we come back, we are talking all about Demi Lovato's messy relationship. Stick around.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back. Now, this isn't the blurb if we don't talk about the one and only Demi Lovato, that's right. And lucky for you, Lovatics, we have a story that just might hit you where it's hot. So the I Love Me songstress recently got engaged to Max Eric, who fans may know from the Netflix soap opera The Young and the Restless. But, of course, knowing my fellow Lovatics, fans went all in on him after revealing tweets, comments on Instagram Live, and some even stalkerish behavior towards other celebrities, including Selena Gomez. So that's a big issue right there, Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato. So we're gonna go right into it. So there's a little bit of a tweets going on. Back in the day, about 10 years ago, 2010, Max Eric really was saying on Twitter, I hope I'm gonna marry Selena Gomez one day.
Okay, this doesn't bother me.
It didn't bother me either, because later on he would say, I'm gonna marry Demi Lovato.
Okay.
That was 10 years ago. So then we move into like 5 years ago, and he's still saying, Selena Gomez is my wife, I'm gonna marry her, all this stuff. Fine, 5 years ago.
The dark hair.
Exactly, dark hair women, I love that. So, but then it got into a little, like, a year and a half ago, where he was still saying, going on Instagram Live with fans and saying, go tag Selena Gomez on my Instagram post, go follow, go do all of these things.
And how long have him and Demi been together?
About 7 months, 8 months.
So that was like a year before they started dating then?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm still fine with it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not. But the problem I have is that the tweets were just one thing, and then it just gets into like the Instagram Live situation. Yeah. So what happened on Instagram Live is he went on Selena Gomez's Instagram Live and he said, here's my phone number. And he leaked his phone number.
And he's not really like famous at this point? Or
yeah, and it was.
He is famous?
Yeah, 1 million followers,
okay.
So he's kind of famous. So, you know, people know him from the Netflix show. But the problem I have is that the fact is that he went on Selena Gomez's live and asking her questions. Can you follow FB? He said FB. Then follow me back. All of these things, leaks the phone number, asked her, can we go to church together? That's my question. Commenting on other people, stay out of my girlfriend's way, calling him already his girlfriend. It's okay to have a crush, but it's a little stalkerish. And
it's a little stalkerish, but people get in and out of relationships, so it's not like he was like dating Selena and then broke up with her for Demi, you know?
I understand. It's just the fact when you're commenting not just Selena Gomez's, but Gigi Hadid's photo. The week they got together, might I add, posting on Gigi Hadid's saying, FB, follow me back. Miley Cyrus is,
okay, a week's fast.
Yeah.
Or like not good, not fast,
Demi
but not good.
Demi just fell for his trap. I love Demi so much. I'm so happy that she's happy, but I'm sorry. But then all of a sudden she shows Demi on a live, and Demi likes to keep private situations. I'm a Demi Lovato stan, can we tell? So I know that Demi likes to keep relationships private. She dated this Mike from The Bachelor for a brief second. They went on a date, and then he talked about it, and she dumped him, she put him back on the street. So it's literally,
I did not know about that.
She literally was like, bye, and then a week into going into quarantine, that's when they got together, and they moved in together a week after they met to quarantine.
That's crazy.
And then they moved in, and they was like, all of a sudden, he shows her on live, and it wasn't even like this thing. It was just like, She's in the back, she's asleep, and he's going on, he's towing the picture, and he's going up, and then he just goes to a blank screen and then turns it back, and she's laying on his chest, turns the live off. I think that's weird.
That's weird, yeah.
When she's sleeping.
He was like trying to like do it like not on purpose, so that's weird.
Happened 3 times.
Oh, that's really weird.
3 times.
Because it's just kind of attention seeking,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. So he would go, before this, about a year ago, he would go on live with Selena Gomez fans, and he would be like, oh, where's Selena Gomez? And say explicit stuff on Instagram, being like, is she on Instagram? All these things. And it just really got insane, and we're all crazy, and I understand we all have like those stock. I mean, before I came out, I had a major crush on Demi Lovato. I mean, I still do. I would go straight for her. So I'm just saying, but I will say.
Question,
Yeah.
if Selena Gomez, do you think if Selena Gomez came hitting on him, that he would break up with Demi?
Yes. The tea was spilled, ladies and gentlemen. But what I will say is that I think it's a little strange how all of a sudden he was like promoting this music career, promoting all of these things. He has a music video coming out and all of these things.
That's how it always works though, when people get famous, like all of a sudden they think they can just be a musician, and it's just, it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
But
Now, I will say real quick, Demi defended him because all these fake tweets about, it literally, and it was fake, the 2 fake tweets, but the majority was about him and Selena Gomez and Gigi Hadid and other fandoms, and he was just saying, I love these girls, and then she would come out and say, these are all fake, these are not true. And then,
is there any proof that it is true?
Yes, because he didn't delete them until fans called him out.
Okay.
And then when fans called him out,
weird, too.
yeah, and then when fans called him out, he deleted it. But then, never made a post, and then Demi Lovato made a post, where's Max Eric? Nowhere to be found. He left Demi to the wolves of the Selenators and the Swifties. Even they were defending her. I think it's a little wrong.
This is a little crazy. I don't know what to think, but when we get back, we're giving you all the details on the Emmys. You won't want to miss it.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. How could you not love him?
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
With all things being different this year, the Emmys were no exception on Sunday night. There's quite a lot to recap, so let's get right into it.
All right, so the show opened with Jimmy Kimmel. It was the 72nd Emmy Awards, and they were hosted virtually. So that was already off to a different start.
At least they did it, though.
At least they did it, yes. And so it actually, the telecast plummeted to record low ratings, but there was plenty of excitement and lots to cover with COVID precautions and all. So the biggest winner of the night was Schitt's Creek. It's a Canadian comedy, and they swept all of the comedy categories.
I was a little shocked.
Right? I know. I haven't watched it a ton, but like it's blown up recently as it's kind of coming to an end. It came to an end earlier this year with their 6th season. They snagged 9 awards total, 7 in the acting categories. Catherine O'Hara, she won lead actress in a comedy, and this was her first win and second nomination for her character of Myra Rose. Eugene Levy took the award for lead actor in a comedy, and this was the first acting Emmy for both O'Hara and Levy. They actually both won Emmy Awards for a variety program writing in 1982 together.
That's crazy,
I know,
yeah.
It came full circle, and they both had never won acting before until this year. So I think it was awesome.
Yeah, that's good for
It's
them.
really cool. I'm really excited about it. And then Dan Levy, Eugene's son and co-star, he took Best Supporting Actor. So there was really awesome,
Yeah.
lots of excitement with that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. So awesome. And then
Zendaya beat out acclaimed actresses like Jennifer Aniston and Olivia Colman. And at the young age of 24, this makes her the youngest person to win Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series. So I was happy about that one. And Euphoria received 6 nominations this year, but Zendaya's nomination was the only one for acting.
Yeah,
She-
that's awesome.
Yeah, she thanked her fellow female nominees, saying she's always looked up to them. I was really happy with that one.
Yeah, that was cool. And I've seen posts all day.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. Congratulations, Zendaya. And then Tyler Perry, he gave a poignant Governor's Award speech. In this speech, he talked about Black Lives Matter. He talked about his life. He kind of had this metaphor about a homemade quilt and that his grandma gave him, and how he saw a similar quilt in an antique store, and it was made by a former slave who added each patch of the quilt to represent a part of her life. He went on to say that he now owns land, and that was once a Confederate army. And now on that land, he quotes, Black people, white people, gay, straight, lesbian, transgender, ex-cons, Latin, Asians, all of us come here to work together. And that was just cool, and it can add a patch to the quilt. And so it was kind of really a nice speech. It was really awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, nominee from the morning show Jennifer Aniston reunited with her friends co-stars Courtney Cox and Lisa Kudrow, and of course, they were there for her despite her loss, as they still celebrated together and enjoyed the night.
Yeah, and that just teased us more about a Friends reunion. So that's what people were kind of wondering about.
Yeah, I don't even watch Friends, and I know everyone wants a Friends reunion.
Yeah, and so when they showed up on Zoom all together, even though she lost to Zendaya, which was awesome, she was really excited for Zendaya when they were all showed up, so that was cool. Anyhow, Mark Ruffalo, he picked up his second award, Emmy Award for a lead actor in a limited series for I Know This Much Is True on HBO. And then he used his acceptance speech to encourage fans to vote in November and to always take care of one another and the most vulnerable with love and compassion. So it was just like a nice, speech telling everyone to vote in November.
Well, Regina King ties record for most acting Emmys won by a Black performer, taking home her 4th Emmy win for lead actress in a limited series for her portrayal of Angel Barr in Watchmen. In her acceptance speech, she encouraged the audience to vote and stated, "Rest in power, Ruth Bader." And then Uzo Abuda, Sterling K. Brown, and Damon Lindell, 4 shirts honoring Breonna Taylor in support of the Black Lives Matter movement.
Yes, all these stars talking about all the important things. So when we get back, we're spilling tea on all of Ellen's apology video stuff. So we'll see. Stay tuned.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
So we've all been following the drama surrounding Ellen DeGeneres' toxic work environment for the past few months, and there is a lot of tea to spill. So without further ado, let's get into it.
So The Ellen Show had its season premiere yesterday, and it was perhaps her most highly anticipated premiere yet, as she addressed the allegations against her that have had people in an uproar the past several months.
Yes.
So over the summer, BuzzFeed posted 2 articles
alleging a toxic work environment and sexual misconduct by producers, launching an internal investigation, which led to 3 of the show's top producers being fired. Yet somehow, Ellen remained.
So she emailed her employees saying that she intended for her show to be a place where everyone was treated with respect, and she was disappointed to learn that that was not the case. But that did not seem to cut it.
The allegations continued as former guest stars like Leah Thompson and Brad Garrett said that Ellen's mistreatment of others was common knowledge, although stars like Katy Perry and Diane Keaton came to her defense, pointing out all the work she has done to give back and the kindness she has expressed towards them. So, what do we believe? What do we do? Oh.
Well, on the episode, Ellen did say, quote, "I take that very seriously, and I want to say I am sorry to the people that were affected. I know that I'm in a position of privilege and power, and with that comes responsibility, and I take responsibility for what happens at my show." She talked about being deemed the kind lady, but her staffers were really quick to point out that she gave herself that title. She remarked that she is human and can get impatient, sad, even mad, and apologized to anyone she has offended, saying she is working on herself like we all are. So
yeah, I think her apology, while it was genuine, I think maybe she could have done a bit more, perhaps, but I don't know.
I don't like that. I'm sorry to anyone I may have offended. I do think that is like kind of a very lazy, very like catch-all, like, oh, I didn't mean to, but like, sorry. So I don't know how I go about that. There were like some jokes kind of sprinkled in, which I do understand is her brand, but I think in a situation like this, it's best to put the jokes aside. They can wait a minute. You have all season to do your jokes.
That's true, I agree. She opened it with some levity. She was trying to like bring light to the situation, which I guess is good sometimes, but when it's addressing her own issues, maybe not so much. I don't know.
It felt like a little bit just too little too late, but we'll see what happens. I mean, she did somehow manage to keep her show. Remember over the summer, everyone was saying that they were looking for a replacement and they were trying to find like who's gonna take Ellen's place on her show, what's gonna happen. And that didn't happen. Clearly she's, still on there, still hosting, doing her thing. It is still the Ellen show. So maybe it's fine. Maybe her fans don't care.
I don't know. Yeah, so when she opened up the show back, Twitch was on it. She brought him as an executive co-producer. And so that's towards inclusivity issues they were having. They're having issues. So I think they kind of brought him in to like help. But like still, I don't know that she's doing a whole lot to change the show. She said she would do more to just change the environment. But she's done a lot good elsewhere. She has so many initiatives. She's helped with the Trevor Project. She helps so many people. So it's really hard to forget all the good things she's done, even though she might offend someone when she's angry one day or she's like not feeling the best.
We do live in that cancel culture though, so
we do live in the cancel culture.
But I don't know, there were some things that were like really off-putting to me. I did hear that staffers sometimes are not allowed to make eye contact with her.
I know, there's
and
so
that
many
is
things.
just such like a prima donna diva thing.
That is. Well, what do you believe? Like, what? How do you know if they're right?
Well,
it's like
several
he said,
people,
she said. Yeah.
several people said it. So then it's kind of like, maybe one person, whatever, but a few.
And I suppose when high-profile people come out and they're like they're in support of her, well, obviously she's gonna treat Katy Perry well, because if she treats Katy Perry poorly, everyone's gonna know about it. So I guess. All right, so I guess we'll never know. It's he says, she says, whatever.
It's hard.
That's all we have for today. Be sure to tune in again next week and follow us at TV2 The Blurb to stay updated on all the drama we post about each week. Stay safe, everyone.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
All right, I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay, so who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.